Okay, so let's just talk about some of the benefits of these technologies to builders. Why should this group here care that these technologies exist, and how do we help them see those benefits?
Yeah, I think from a manufacturing perspective, we've got a responsibility to make sure there's training available, not only for our distribution. With the Rheem, we've got over 100 distributors nationwide that we sell our product through, and we spend a great deal of time training those folks on the feature content and benefit of our products, obviously. So it's important that we take that next step and that we're having those same training meetings with our builders and contractors so that they can communicate that to you guys and ultimately be able to sit with the homeowner and have that same communication with sales collateral materials that we develop, and that you can very simply walk through a discussion like those 2 slides that I showed you. You don't have to be an engineer to understand those slides. They're very simple slides. And I think when you show a homeowner what they're getting in return, they're going to be able to see why it would be important for them to go to a variable speed system and the benefits on their indoor air quality for their family.
We've kind of focused a little bit narrow here. We haven't talked about about light, maybe not too much on sound, but these are other benefits that I would imagine you're getting more and more customers wanting to know about. How much natural light is coming into the home? How much is it keeping outside ambient sound from coming into the home so the home can be quiet?
But I was going to say, I don't think it's bad to focus on indoor air quality, because if you really look at the research out there, and to me, when you look at the benefits of the builders, to me, it's your bottom line is what you're talking about. Because if you look at the research out there, Green Builder Media did a research project recently where 93% of all home buyers said that they thought indoor air quality was most important or extremely important. 85% said they'd pay more for a healthier home. So the research is out there. I mean, we're coming off a pandemic that was fueled by an airborne virus, right? Mm-hmm. Indoor air quality it was number one before COVID. So it's really a top concern for the home buyers out there. And then if you look at what's going on in the market right now, I was on a call, a webinar last week with NEHB, and Dr. Dietz said that in their research, 55% of builders just recently now have either reduced the prices of their homes or increased the sales incentives because you have the material inflation that isn't going down, but they're having to drop the pricing of their homes, which is affecting their bottom line. So to me, if you're not focusing on indoor air quality, and that's what the buyers that are out there are looking for, and they would pay more if you do have a healthier home. I mean, that it gets down to just a business scenario now, because I think that's the situation we find ourselves going into 2023, and we need to be aware of that. So it's the number one concern right now with in the research out there with builders and contractors is price, and last year with the overall demand, you could pass the material inflation costs on to the home buyer. You can't do it anymore now. So I mean, to me, it makes business sense, right, to focus on the indoor air quality aspects, because if you don't and your competitors are, you're gonna feel that impact.
It's all about product differentiation.
Right.
Sure.
It's all about capturing the value. The statistics are staggering about the number of homes that are remodeled in the first 5 years, and a large fraction of them get radiant floor heat. Well, as builders, why wouldn't you want to capture that margin? You should capture that value. Now, if you want to do a race to the bottom and just price and incentives, great. But how about selling the customer on why they should buy your home as opposed to one down the street or in the next development? Yes, we went from I can sell everything I can build, emphasis that I can build, so they wanted no risk, to now, oh my goodness, I can't sell everything. Well, sell your home before the next builder sells his, and do that by offering a superior product and educating the customer on why your product is superior.
Right.
So it makes sense to me. I'm curious here with the audience we have, how many of you are seeing customers who are making indoor air quality an important decision component? Okay, so we're seeing some hands, and I'm sure it probably varies a little bit by region, but it's certainly out there. And you have an opportunity to differentiate by incorporating some of this technology into a home to make it more automatic, to make it more smart, and probably some great opportunities to actually showcase that if you're doing an open house and you've got 50 people jammed into a room, to be able to pull it out and be like, look, it's, your system is going to be able to hold steady.
Well, I want to say something else. I also think that, that there's never been a better time to do it. I mean, the other thing that's exciting to me in the industry is that I've never seen the industry starting to work closer together, right? Manufacturers, builders, contractors, raters, they're all, you're starting to see them all come together. You see, functions like this today, or the Energy and Environmental Builder Alliance. You're seeing it starting to come together where like I said, you see manufacturers coming together saying, okay, let's work together to come up with what's the best solution. I think, the people, the gentleman at Brown was mentioning, for this family, this home, what's the best solution for them? And let's work together to get it done. And I think, you're seeing the industry kind of move away from, like one manufacturer has all the solutions, and you just I don't think that works. I mean, I tried that game at Panasonic with a system called Cosmos, where we were going to be the catch-all.
The end-all, be-all.
Yeah, and I don't think it makes sense. I think what makes sense is to work, like I said, with the builder and the contractor and the rater and a team of manufacturers, and let's work together to collaborate and work together to have a connected system. Yep. But I think that's something that's exciting to me. And like I said, I say that there's never been a better time to upgrade to high performance ventilation, high performance indoor air quality, for a lot of reasons. So I think that's the other thing that's good. You got a lot of help out there. There's a lot of people that are coming together to try to help builders figure this out, where that hasn't necessarily been the case in the past. I mean, in the past, in my past life, I would love to sit down and talk to a builder about something, but the way the industry's set up, there's a lot of roadblocks before a builder can actually sit down and talk to a manufacturer. But to me, the builders and the builders and the manufacturers are going to be the ones that solve these problems, right? Us working together, and that has to happen, and it hasn't happened in the past.
Sure. I think I had one slide that you had put together with just some other benefits to builders. I think you kind of touched on some of this on the easy install. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
Well, the most important part of our product is that it is designed for the floor plan. So it's zero risk or very, very low risk to the builder. It's ready to go. It's because it's designed to the floor plan. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to have if Tim, the tile installer, is not available that day, and he's the one that knows how to do it, and Joey doesn't know how to do it, your job stalls. Well, that doesn't happen with us, because anyone can staple a mat down, and then any competent tile installer can tile the floor. So that's the big part, and the fact that we can go around all these corners means that in high humidity environments, a mold can't even start, because we drive the condensation out before it can even. We don't even let the condensation occur.
Right.
So because it's always running at some level, generally it's always running. And the other thing that we pride ourselves on is our Nordstrom's level of customer service, because we don't want to sell to the entire world. We don't need 70% market share. We can provide the service to the builders that value that service, that want that superior experience for the customers. And because of that, because we're not involved in a race to the bottom, we're creating value and allowing and encouraging and working with the builders where we both capture that value. That's a big deal for us to be able to provide that support.
And I think there's a parallel as we're looking at everyone in this room who wants to build new homes of figuring out how do you match that customer service, how do you provide that, because the demographic that wants to buy new homes is going to care about the level of customer service that you provide.